So I had a cool message come in. I'll post it right here in a sec. But basically, what happened was someone came to an energy healing. We did one on money, and then she had a really cool result. So I thought it'd be really interesting to actually show you guys what exactly we healed. So that's what this clip is. So hope you enjoy.
Yeah, what's going on?
Okay, so first, it's nice to officially meet you. I know we've never met, so this is really nice. But one thing that has been on my mind and seems to be a consistent block for me is money. I
Okay.
never seem to have enough of it, and it doesn't matter how much I'm making, it's still kind of the same scenario. And I've done a lot of work recently in terms of any blockages that I have with money, anything that I have that I grew up with around money in terms of like lack. So I've done a lot of work around that. And even though on paper now I'm making less money than I have in the past, I feel more abundant. So there has been a really big shift, but it always kind of still seems to be a struggle. I never seem to have enough.
Okay.
So I don't know if you have anything to say about that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check out all your stuff. So give me a second. Let me see if I can find the pattern. And just like a couple words. What was your main experience with your father?
He was pretty absent when I was younger. We have built our relationship over time, but long story short, he was addicted to alcohol, and so I had to take over in terms of like the caretaker in a way because I have younger brothers, so I kind of took that on at a young age. So it wasn't always the best relationship, but I think we've worked really hard to develop our relationship. He no longer drinks, and so but that's kind of where it started.
Okay, got it. Thank you. So here's the pattern. For a lot of people, money can be like a supporting figure or play a supporting role in their life, but it can never enter that role if you're like the one that's supporting yourself. The reason I brought up the dad stuff is because it feels like even though you've been capable and have been taking care of yourself, it's like being bigger. It's like since you can take it, you just dealt with it and then you made the best of it. And then it's like you flip flopped the roles of how money can be supporting you. Like money probably feels to you like something that you have to really work for, that you really have to earn. Like when you hear other people talking about, oh, just relax and receive it, it's probably like, yeah, that must be nice for you. So I don't know why this metaphor comes up. These are always so funny. Um, so the metaphor I get is a cow and milk. So the natural flow of things is for the milk to come from the cow. But with you, you went to the store, you got the milk, and now you give it to the cow, and they're like, "Where's my milk?" So then, even when it comes to you, or even when you're supplying abundance, for it to come back around to you, you end up getting less because the cow drinks a lot of fluid to have less fluid at the end. It has to absorb some of it. So that's kind of like the loop that you're going in. And to me, it feels like it started with the dad stuff. Yeah, mostly. So let's does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I don't know if this is kind of along the same lines that you were getting at, but I've always considered myself very independent. And I've
Yeah.
always been the one to be like, oh, I got the bill. Don't worry about it. So now in these last few months, kind of being in the opposite position where I'm in a place where I need to rely on other people, that was a barrier at first to let people pay for me, to let people take care of me. And it's something that I'm still working on. So it definitely resonates with me what you just said with the metaphor.
I'm gonna work on your stuff in the background. So it arose as like a survival thing. If you're a kid and you have an alcoholic parent, what other choice do you have other than being independent? So you're kind of forced into that. Now you're in a spot where it's like, okay, I can I can start receiving, but there's like a little bit of an edge on that because here's the thing: you flipping the roles, like with the cow, you can get milk that way. There's certainty in that. So it's like, yeah, it may be complicated, but I know that I'm going to get some milk. I just have to go buy some. Cow will do this thing, then I get the milk at the end. Like, there's a part of you that knows that that works. So for that part of your brain, that pattern works really well. And it's proven. So shifting it to the other way, let's go. I'll set you up so that you can do that. Let me clear out that pattern and let me show you what it's going to look like in the future. Let me just see. So for you, it's like, it's a vulnerability thing. You know how you feel when you give to somebody else and when you go, don't worry about it, I got the bill. And that is like such a tender gift that you're giving to someone. Like, you're cool and collected on the surface, but if they only knew like how much that meant, like how genuine of a gift that is from you to them, they'd be pretty blown away. So what's going to have to happen is you'll probably end up feeling like super vulnerable and super exposed. It's just, since it's a survival pattern, it has to trigger everything in the same way. It's like when we're a little kid, we think the boogeyman's under our bed, and then we're like, oh no, 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 no. And then like we're on our bed, we're like, oh, I can't look underneath, I can't look underneath. And then we finally were like, all right, he's gonna get me, but I gotta know. And then we look underneath the bed, and then there's no boogeyman. Then our whole system relaxes again, and we're like, whoa, he hasn't been there the whole time? That's crazy. Like, the emotions have to come up again. So just be prepared for that. And if that works, I'll go ahead and clear all that stuff. Okay, cool. So you just relax. Everybody else, if you want to allow this healing to enter your sphere as well, you can open up to it. If you feel good on it, you can just stay closed. Don't worry about knowing if what open and close is. Just like, do I give permission to accept this, or am I good? And like, it's just a permission thing. Okay. So that's what we're gonna delete. And then in its place, let me find the words exactly. Okay, so the new pattern that's going to come in is, even though I can handle it, I don't always have to. That works?
Yeah.
Okay, if you get a little emotional later, just know that that's this leaving. And probably like the next time someone pays for you, like, don't get embarrassed if you get emotional. Like, they probably, it could mean just as much to them to be able to give to someone. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.